All right, what's going on to you Capricorns out there? So you Capricorns have the Eight of Swords, the Knight of Wands. Um, this really does speak to, these two cards right here really does speak to how it is that you've been dealing with some people who are pretty stupid. They don't really bring a whole lot to the table. And, you know, if you're thinking about where it is that they are right now, they're doing the very same thing with somebody else. They don't have any real value to bring to the table. They don't really have much. They only have one thing. That's it. After that one thing, they're just basically going to get bounced from pillar to post and out the door because they don't bring a whole lot to the table in the first place. So if you're thinking about what the X is doing, they're not prospering either. They're trying to make it seem like they were so high value compared to you, but that's not really the truth at all. As a matter of fact, that's very far from the truth. The reason why is because of the Page of Wands and the Hermit. Whenever it is that you see a person, all it is that they do is conceal their intentions. They're not really being transparent. They're being confusing. Confusion is a sign that a person is wasting your time, okay? If a person is letting you know what it is, showing you what it is, and they are being consistent in their words and their actions, then you know that more than often than not, you can most definitely trust it. You know, you may not necessarily be able to trust their intentions per se, but you can trust the outcome that it's going to lead you towards, you know, marriage and family and all that other type of stuff, or it can lead you towards destruction. Okay. So you Capricorns want to make sure that a person is consistent with their words and their actions, because what it is I'm seeing here is you Capricorns have been through a lot. You've been through a lot, especially when it comes to people who very much so conceal their intentions and they're not quite clear as to what exactly is going on. You're hanging out with people that intentionally do that because they don't really have a lot to offer, right? That you used to do, that you used to engage with. You're not with them anymore. Those same individuals have left. You do not hang out with them. This is recently, as a matter of fact. You talked to somebody, said, what's up? They tried to waste your time. The good news about it is, well, heading towards the good news, I should say. The Ace of Wands represents, they always do this. They always overplay their hand in the first place. Just so that you can know, just so I can help you put this to sleep. Those individuals that you Capricorns may have met recently, they always overdo their hand. They always overplay it. They're not as strong or as consistent or as valuable as they tried to put it out there. Now, the good news is you are represented by the Empress. And what this means for you Capricorns is that it means that you are the one bringing in the value. And that you Capricorns are the ones that usually bring in the value in the first place. The only problem that you Capricorns are having is the Devil card. You don't understand how much value you Capricorns bring in. And it's ironic because in the major arcana, the Devil card does actually represent Capricorn. So what it's saying is that you Capricorns get into very questionable interactions with people based upon your lack of understanding of your own value. And that once you Capricorns understand your own value, because I'm seeing that you're starting to figure it out. You Capricorns are starting to understand your value more and more and more, how to not spend so much time with people who are ultimately just going to end up being a waste of your time anyway, right? Trying to waste years of your life you'll never be able to get back. Let me see. Essentially what's going on here is a lot of you Capricorns have been doing the work, and you realize that the best thing for you Capricorns to ultimately do is whenever it is that you see somebody is starting to wild out, they're starting to show you some serious problems, it's time for you Capricorns to bounce. And yes, that's correct. It is time for you to bounce. whenever it is that you see them doing this type of stuff. So what you Capricorns also have to understand is your own value, right? Which brings me to my next card, Seven of Wands. You're hardworking people. Whenever it is that you Capricorns set your minds towards something and you really want it, y'all are some of the most hardworking people. The term workhorse is a Capricorn, even though it's represented by Sagittarius, the horse. It embodies the Capricorn essence because it represents an individual who really will put their nose to the grindstone and bust their butt and work as hard as they possibly can. So the situation for you Capricorns is that it's the proverbial question of, why is it that you're here when you can be here? You have to work on being here instead of being here. In other words, why are you Capricorns being so caught up with people that are serious problems, screw ups, F ups, scumbags, worthless pieces of nonsense, to work so hard to have to put your life back together in the first place after the damage that they may have caused, when you could be here? Understand your own value. Understand that you do put in good work, put in hard work, you bring in money, okay? The next thing that you Capricorns have to work on bringing in is value, other forms of value, self-worth. Understand what it is that you Capricorns are willing to take, meaning what you should be patient about and what you should not be patient about. If you should be patient when you and your partner are going through a hard time, you should be patient. You should not be patient when a person is trying to take advantage of you by running game, by playing games. The nonsense has to stop at the end of the day, okay? So if you Capricorns see somebody playing games, wasting your time, do not take them seriously. If you Capricorns start to see any kind of red flags pop up, do not take them seriously because they're in the game. And everyone that I know who's in the game, their life is trash because you can't play games and succeed in life. That you have to be serious about it, you know? Not saying that there's no room for fun, but you have to be serious. Then you have the unalive card, right? The unalive card. So there's some serious parts and bits and pieces of your own personalities and your traits that you're going to have to learn to work on, is what the unalive card is saying. I don't even want to say the word, right? But it's saying that you have to work, you Capricorns have to, and Capricorn is unalive in the zodiac, right? It represents the sickle, taking of the harvest, right? Cutting the cord. So you Capricorns have to cut the cord when it comes to certain traits that you have within you. Some of those traits, like we just talked about, was the idea that you don't understand your own value. Getting into relationships, or you weren't even in a relationship with this person, but getting into a relationship and or taking seriously people that you should not be taken seriously with. They've shown you one too many times they're messed up, dysfunctional individuals. And here you Capricorns are. They done showed you 2, 3, 4, 5 times how dysfunctional they are. They flaked on your dates. They spazzed out on you and they said something completely disrespectful, that a secret that you may have told them. Now they're throwing it back in your face. They expect you to pay for everything. Why are you having these people in your life? So that's what the unalive card is saying. It's saying that you have those problems. You have those issues. You seriously have those problems. You have those issues. That's what you have. Okay? You have those issues. And like a lot of times people, sometimes people can come get readings from me and they could be a little bit facetious and everything. And it's like, listen, take the advice, don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's another thing too that's real goofy. It's like, listen, they act as if I don't know when they're trying to like poke fun or make fun or whatever or be combative. It's like, listen, You can spend the time trying to humiliate me in these private readings. At the end of the day, you're the one paying for it, and I'm the one investing in assets with it, with my cash. That's now my cash. At the end of the day, I'm giving y'all sound understanding. Take it, don't take it. You ordered the reading. I'm trying to do my endeavor best to help you out. You know, sometimes I don't really know what it is that people want, because they'll come to me, pay for a reading. They'll pay 35, 50, whatever it is that they paying to help them. And then I'm telling them it, and then they're trying to be facetious. They're being combative. And I'm like, okay, like, you don't think that I know when you're trying to clown me? You know, they'll ask me stuff like, hey, you know, are the cards saying this or whatnot, what have you? And, you know, they're trying to like low key mock spirituality. Look, I've seen too many of my enemies get messed up based upon trying to mock me, and then the next thing you know, they end up on the streets, or they end up not being able to pay their rent, or they end up going really through it. It's like, look, at the end of the day, do whatever it is that you want. Again, I'm not your father, you know? Like, it amazes me to see how people get caught up off that. But to clarify the unalive card, you have the Four of Cups, you have the Justice. People got issues. You have the Seven of Wands, the Palace of Wands, and then you have the Nine of Swords, right? So to clarify the unalive card, so the Four of Cups and the Justice represents, again, take the advice, don't take the advice. If you take it and you see it for what it is and you make the connections, you should be good. If you don't, then you deserve it. That's what the Justice is saying. It's saying that you still need to work on yourself. You deserve it because there's still elements of a person's personality that you're not really willing to pay attention to. This is what creates you being selective, because you're not supposed to be able to get along with everybody. There's a lot of people who are quite dysfunctional. And if you choose to go with anyone if you choose to go with just anyone based upon you ignoring red flags, that's where the dysfunction begins. So the Seven of Wands and the Palace of Wands is all about but it's going to look like to the outside world like you can't get along with anybody. But this is where it is that you have the Nine of Swords. Don't listen to what other people have to say in that regard. If you Capricorns, see, this is another thing too that you Capricorns have to work on. You have to work on taking into consideration or caring too much about what other people have got going on. So, and what they say about you in particular, right? The gossip. You have to become more comfortable with people talking bad about you, even though it's completely not true, because we're living in a world where things are warped and twisted. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website which has all the ways to be able to financially support the channel, so I can most definitely keep the show going.